happy because I am a redhead. I don't know what it is about red hair, but it just makes me so happy. And I have always loved it. I love red hair and green eyes, and I have my green Masson aqua colored circle lenses in, and I think it goes really well with red hair. That's like my favorite look, is red hair and green eyes. So got my contacts in, got my red hair. I'm just happy. And I love, it's almost fall, it's August. I usually wait till September, October before I turn red, but I've been on Pinterest and watching YouTube videos and seeing red hair, and it's just got me having red hair fever, and I could not wait another day, so I had to like go out and get the stuff to do it. But I will say that I did not just like wake up one day and say, I think I'm gonna go red. I did some homework, I did some research before I jumped into it, because I went about it a little differently. I've been a redhead before. I started dyeing my hair red about 3 years ago. And I've been all kinds of different shades of red. I've had like a reddish brown that was more brown than red. I've had a dark auburn. I've had an intense auburn, which was really close to this. And I've had like a magenta, which is kind of close to this too, the more pinky, purpley looking red. And so I kind of wanted something a little different. I've always used Walmart box dyes, and they do fine. I've heard so much horrible things about box dyes, like they're bad for your hair and they're no good and you shouldn't use them. And so I've always wanted to try professional hair dye where you have to mix it with your own developer. My kids are going crazy. I don't know. Anyway, they're in there playing with my husband. What was I saying? Oh. Anyway, I used professional dye this time, so it was a little bit different. And I'll have to say, I see now why people say the box dyes are not that good. I actually prefer the professional hair dye. It was a little challenging, it was a little scary, but it did better, I think. I think I got better results. I think my hair feels better. It doesn't feel as, I don't know, as damaging or something, but I've had good experience with box dyes. I'm not trying to say that they're not good. I just think that this worked out better for what I was wanting. So with that said, I'll probably keep using professional dyes. I think that it's going to give me more of what I'm wanting as far as matching up color. So, like I said, I did my research, I did my homework. I didn't just jump into this color without knowing what I was doing. I read blogs, I watched tutorial videos, I went to Sally's website and I read reviews. I looked at all the different types of red. I decided exactly what kind of red that I wanted. I wanted it to be a vibrant, very noticeable red. I didn't want it to be the type of red that you have to like be outside in the sunlight to even see the red tones. I wanted something that looked red. I didn't want Ronald McDonald red. I didn't want orange red. I kind of wanted something in between. I wanted something with copper tones, and I wanted something with this little bit, a hint of magenta, kind of intense auburn. So I think that I achieved that pretty well. It's very, very close to what I want. This part down here is more of what I was wanting. This is my extensions. They turned out a beautiful coppery red. Up here is a little more pinky. This is my real hair. And it turned out a little more on the magenta side. But when you kind of blend them together, when I put them in with my regular hair, it's not that noticeable. It actually looks like I have lowlights and highlights. So outside it looks really interesting. But I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I love that it's vibrant. I can even be in like a dark room and you can tell that it's red. So that's what I was wanting. I got pretty much exactly what I wanted with the professional box dye, and I really do like it. I researched about lightening it and damage control. I knew that I could not go from, my hair was previously like almost black. It was a soft black, I guess, sort of like a dark ash brown. I don't know, but it was very dark, and I knew that I would have to lighten it quite a bit. And I was actually hoping that I could lighten it without using bleach and trying more natural methods like peroxide and lemon, or peroxide and honey and baking soda, and it did lighten a little, mainly just like my roots. But anyway, I ended up going into using bleach, and I'll tell about my process here in a little bit. But anyway, I also researched the cost that were involved. I knew that red hair can be pretty expensive to achieve. There are a lot of things you have to buy for upkeep, and just the dye itself, you know, it's going to be some cost involved. And since I've just recently got into wearing extensions, I knew I'd probably have to buy a new set of extensions, and I was going to have to dye those. So I researched about what kind of extensions I needed. I knew that I would need 100% real human hair. Do not buy the premium blend. It will not dye. I've already found that out previously. So like in my previous video about how to make your own extensions, I did make these, and I researched about how to dye them. I ended up buying like a dirty blonde, sort of medium blonde color for extensions, because I figured it would soak up the color a little better. I didn't want to have to take my old extensions and try to lighten them, because they're the premium blend and they will not lighten, and I knew not to even try that. So I bought all new hair, and I made my own extensions again, and I dyed them with the dye, and they turned out really well. I ended up having to, after I made them, I cut them into layers and all that. So I also researched into the upkeep, which, like I said, I've had red hair before, so I kind of knew what I was getting into. I knew that I would probably have to be dyeing my hair every 3 to 4 weeks, which I do anyway, so that wasn't really anything too bad. I knew that I would need some color depositing shampoos and conditioners. I was going to need to be washing my hair with cold water, which I hate doing, but it's part of it. I needed to stay away from swimming pools, because the chlorine water is just horrible, and that's why I usually try to wait till the fall, because, you know, the swimming season's over, and, you know, you don't have to worry about being at the beach and stuff like that. Maybe, I don't know. We may still end up going to the beach in the fall, I don't know. But you just kind of have to be careful with how much you wash your hair. You don't want to wash it like every day, and you want to be careful about swimming pools and stuff like that. So I researched that, and I had to get out and buy my products. Once I figured out exactly what I wanted and how to do it, I went out, and I just recently, since I started making my own extensions, I've got my own Sally's Club card, so that saves me a little bit of money. And I can get my list here. I have cheat sheets on what I bought. So I went, since I got my Sally's Club card, they send me email notifications for discounts, and they send me these little coupon books in the mail. And luckily, at the time that I had figured out what color I wanted, I knew I wanted to use this Ion brand, and at the time I got a coupon book where they had a buy 2 get 1 free, so that was good timing. I actually got to use a coupon, and I needed 3 boxes anyway, because I was planning on having to dye my hair twice, and I wanted 2 boxes for that, and then I wanted a box for just my extensions, so that worked out really, really well. What I bought, I'll tell you what dye I bought. I bought 3 boxes, of course I got 1 free with my coupon, of the Ion Color Brilliance. I don't know if you can see it. Ion Color Brilliance Medium Intense Red Blonde. It's number 7IR-77.66. And I think the 7 indicates the intensity. I probably could have went with a 6. But anyway, I got the 7. And I got 2 of the cream kind, and 1, you can tell one box is smaller, 1 of the liquid kind. And the reason why was because they were out of the cream. I was originally wanting to use all cream because I'd heard it was better. I had researched that it was cleaner and people liked it more, so I was planning on getting just the cream kind, but they only had 2 boxes. I needed 3, so I got 1 in the liquid, and I decided to use the one liquid one for my extensions, since I was going to be dyeing them separately for my hair. And I will tell you that I think I actually like the liquid better. I was expecting to like the cream, but the reason why is this, when I mixed it with my developer, it did get a little bit thick, and even though it was still kind of thinner than the cream and a little bit messier, it looked red when I put it on. It looked like the color that I wanted. The cream looked pink, like hot pink. It was bright. I had to look at the box and make sure that it matched with this one, because I thought this is going to be pink. But it did finally kind of change colors. So if you use this dye and you use the cream, do not freak out when you see pink in your bowl. I mean, it was like hot pink. I don't know if you can tell in the lighting here, but there's pink in my bowl here. You can tell. I mean, it's like bright pink. So don't freak out. It does kind of darken and turn. But however, my hair that I used with the cream turned out a little more on the pinky side, and this turned out more on the copper side. So I don't know if it had to do with one being liquid and one being cream, or if it was the difference that this was extension hair and it was lighter than my hair, or what. I'm not sure, but they are the same color. I made sure I checked the boxes. They're the same exact color, but they did kind of turn out differently. So I think next time I'm going to use the liquid and see if there is an actual difference. So I bought 3 boxes of that. The cream one was a little more expensive. It was $4.69. The liquid one was $4.49, I believe. I think I have that right. So for 3 boxes of dye, I got 1 free. So I probably spent a little less than $10 for 3 boxes of dye. You cannot go to Walmart and get a good brand of dye for, I mean, maybe $8, you know. So that's not too bad for 3 boxes. And I also bought the developer cream that you have to mix with it. I bought Ion Sensitive Scalp 30 volume. The darker your hair, the higher the volume you will need. The lighter your hair, the less you'll need. They have a 40. Everyone says do not use 40. Don't use anything above 30. It's supposed to like fry your hair. So I used 30 since my hair was pretty dark. If you have lighter hair, you might want to use a 20 or a 10. I think they even have 25. I'm not sure, but 30 worked for me. This is an 8-ounce smaller bottle. I didn't have to use very much. It's 9% developer, 30 volume in Ion. And it cost $2.79. So it's not really, really, really expensive either. And I also had researched that when coloring red, it's important to get a neutral protein filler. Now they have these in a red depositing kind, but they were out at Sally's, so I just got the neutral, which means it's clear. And actually I think I prefer the clear because you can use it with any dye. But they have it in red. What a protein filler is, if I can explain it, when if your hair is pretty healthy, you probably don't need this, but if you use a lot of heat styling products and hair dryers and you dye your hair a lot, you strip the protein from your hair all the time. So this basically fills in the protein gaps. There's like divots in your hair from damage and stuff. So this helps to fill that in. That way your color comes out more even, and it looks better with this. So I made sure that I got it. I used a cap full in with my dye. I think that you can actually dilute this in water, like in a spray bottle, and spray it on your hair. And I think you have to rinse it out after like 30 minutes or something. But I just added a capful to my dye itself and put it on with my dye. So you don't have to use that. It's completely optional. But they really do recommend it if your hair has been color treated quite a bit. So I would recommend that, especially with red hair. It kind of helps. You know, you get, when you try to dye, like I've learned that when I dye my hair red, I usually have like a dark kind of right through here, and then this part will be different and this part will be different, and so it's supposed to help with that. And I did notice that my color turned out a little more evenly. I did have to do it 2 times because all the videos that I watched, they recommended this kind of process to get this vibrant of a red. You almost have to do it 2 times, especially if your hair's really dark like mine. And of course you will have to lighten your hair, so I'll talk about that in a minute. So I bought the protein filler. It was $2.19, not anything really expensive. And then since I was doing extensions, I decided to buy a new set of extensions. I got the like a dark blonde, dirty blonde color in 18 inches. They were the Sassy's Silky Straight brand. They're 100% real human hair. You need that if you're going to be dyeing your hair. You need the full 100% human hair. Normally 18 inches in real human hair cost about 80 bucks. It was like $79.99 regular price. I lucked up again and they had those on sale for $59, so $59.99. So I got those cheaper. And also in my little coupon book, they had this special on here, like, I don't know where it is. If you spend $45 or more on your purchase, you get a free Sunset Sahara bag, which is a big, giant tote bag. It's pretty big. Let's see how big it is. I love this thing. It's beautiful. It matches my hair. So now when I go out, I've got, you know, a beautiful ensemble to go with. And I love it. I got this free. It's worth 30 bucks. And it was completely free, so it's nice. It's like imitation leather. It's really, I really do like it, actually. It's nice. And I love the design on it. So I got that for free because I had a coupon in here because I spent over $45. So I got that, and I had my Sally's Club card. So I got a discount for that, and I also had a coupon in here for 15% off of the entire purchase. I used that. I used the coupon for my tote. I used the buy 2 get 1 free for my dye. And I got my extensions on sale for $59. So my total cost for all of that was $66.99. Now if I did not have my membership card or my 15% off discount or my other coupons and stuff out of here, all of that stuff would have cost $129.62. So I saved almost half of what that was all worth. I think I did pretty good. That's all with coupons and everything. You can't even buy 100% real human hair extensions for $60. That's just, it's a really good deal. So I did great. I was really excited because of all the money I saved and all the stuff I got. And I got this style for under 80 bucks. I mean, under 70 bucks, essentially. I did have to buy a few things. I did have to go back out and buy a bleaching kit that cost $11, so probably closer to 70 or 80. Still pretty good. People go to a salon and spend at least that much, if not more, to get something like this, and they're in there for a while. So, and then sometimes it doesn't even turn out the way they want it. So I'm really pleased with the discounts I got and the outcome. So that was what I got. Other things that you might need that I already had that you may need to purchase. A lot of people buy a mixing bowl from Sally's. They have the actual salon style mixing bowls. They're great, but if you're like me, you want to save a couple bucks, just do it the old redneck way. Get you a Tupperware bowl or a butter bowl and wash it out. I had a Tupperware bowl that I was missing the lid on, and I just mixed it in it. As long as it's not metal, it's fine. You just get a plastic bowl. It works just fine. Make sure it's one that you don't want to use again, because it will tint your bowl. So I didn't even have to buy one of them. You may need one of these tinting brushes. They're wonderful. I recommend these anytime you dye your hair or you do highlights. These are great. And they're just a couple of bucks maybe. I don't even know how much they are, but I've had this. I actually have 2, and I use them all the time, and I've already had them for a while. So you may need to buy that. Not very expensive. If you're making your extensions, you'll need needle and thread. You'll need wig clips, and if you're going to cut them, you might want, like I razor cut my extensions, so I used a razor comb that I had already bought. You don't have to have any of that if you don't want it. You may want a cape protector if someone else is doing your hair. I have one. I didn't use it because I was doing my own hair. I just used an old towel and an old t-shirt. So you may need a spray bottle if you're going to do your protein filler in with water, but I just mixed it in with my dye. If you're going to deep condition your hair, which I recommend you to do, especially if you pre-lighten with bleach or anyway, get a deep conditioner. I didn't buy like an actual deep conditioner. I just use a really good conditioner and I leave it, I like put gobs on my hair and get most of it out, and then I leave a little bit in it too. And I also use coconut oil as a mask in my hair in between lightening and dyeing my hair, and I try to use it at least once a week, but 2 or 3 times a week right after I dye my hair, because it really does dry out your hair to do all that. And if you're using heat stylers, it's going to really dry out your hair too. So I just you get this in the grocery aisle. It's just pure coconut oil. It's great. You just saturate your hair in it, leave it in for at least an hour or 30 minutes. Put like a bag over your head. I use a Walmart bag or a shower cap, and just let it set for a little while. I've even put it in my hair and leave it in overnight if I'm not going anywhere, and wash it out the next day. It just makes your hair feel amazingly soft. Other people have recommended the macadamia hair mask. I've never used that. I don't know how good it is, but I've heard lots of good stuff. I don't know if this is better. If you've ever used coconut oil or the macadamia, let me know which one you like the best, because I'm really curious to know. I just kind of been sticking with the coconut oil. It works great for me. You may want to buy some of that. You might want a measuring cup. You have to measure out your developer with your box dye. Typically, depends on the box of dye that you're using, but typically it's even ratios. So if your box dye is 2 ounces, you'll need to put 2 ounces of this with your 2 ounces of dye. So what I did, the liquid one actually came in a bottle, so I dumped out my liquid dye and then I poured my developer in that bottle, which was 2 ounces, and poured it in. But the cream is in a tube, so I couldn't do that. So I just looked up online. 2 ounces is 4 tablespoons, I think. So I just measured out with a measuring spoon 2 ounces worth of this. So, but they do sell measuring cups at Sally's. They have different sizes. They have ounces on them, so that could help you if you just want to go ahead and get one of them. Also, with the Ion red dyes, they have something. It's a box like this, except the box is actually red, I think. It's called Red Hot Intensifier. They recommend that you add that to this dye. It's supposed to help boost it and give it a richer, deeper red. I ended up dyeing my hair twice because everything that I watched on the videos recommended dyeing it one time and then turn around and dyeing it again. That's why I needed 3 boxes. But I don't know if you added the intensifier to this, if I would have needed to do this twice. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but I did. But they were out of the intensifier, so I didn't get to try it. So I don't know how well it works, but they do recommend that. They also recommend a pre-treatment or a color corrector, which is kind of like lifting your hair color, but I didn't get that. And then the pre-treatment helps to prepare your hair, I think. And then if you need a pre-lightener, you may want like a bleaching kit or bleaching powders. I just went to Walmart and got like a regular highlighting kit, and it already comes with a developer and everything. So you might need that, or you might need like a pre-lightener from there, like a bleach powder kit, and add your developer to that. You may need color depositing shampoo and conditioner, which I don't have yet, except I have a color rinse from where I used to have a auburn hair, and this is in Fanciful. It's Lucky Copper. It's not the best stuff in the world, but it does kind of help, sort of like if your hair is fading a little bit, it does sort of help deposit a little bit of color into that. And it's not like extreme, it's just enough to sort of give it a little more life so you don't have to dye it again. If you're not ready to dye it, you can use this. It's just something you put in your hair after you wash it. You leave it in, you don't wash it out. You just rinse it in, and it's, I mean, it works okay. It's not the best stuff in the world. But you might want something like that. You might want something like Riveting Reds. It's supposed to be good. Shampoo and conditioner that actually deposits the red into your hair. And you would, if you don't, want to use something like that, you at least need to use a shampoo and conditioner that's for, I guess, like preserving color treated hair, especially for red hair. So you might want a mixing bowl if you want to buy one. They sell these little whisk that are kind of like the little kitchen whisk, but they're small, little bitty tiny ones, and they're supposed to help get the clumps out of the dye. But I just used my tinting brush to stir with, and it worked fine. So you don't need this stuff. I mean, you don't absolutely have to have it, but it might make it easier for you. So if you want to use this stuff, Sally's has a lot of that, pretty much all of that, so you can get it there, or maybe Walmart too, I don't know. Anyway, I'll tell you about my process of how I got this vibrant red. After I bought all my stuff that I needed, all my dyes and developers and everything, when I got home, first I made my extensions. And I have a video, like I said, of how to make extensions. If you want to know how to do that, just see that video. And I cut my extensions into layers. And then I decided the next day to go ahead and dye my extensions. That way I could see exactly what the color was going to look like, because I was really anxious to find out how it was going to turn out. So I went ahead and dyed my extensions, and I deep conditioned those, and they turned out great. They were beautiful coppery. Here they are at the bottom. They were just a great color. I really actually liked my extensions better than the way my hair turned out. But I did that the first or the second day, and then I decided that week too that I would start maybe trying to lighten my hair gradually and hopefully naturally. And that was my plan. I was not wanting to dye my hair till like the end of August. So I was hoping that I had from the beginning of August to the end to kind of gradually get my hair lighter and lighter and lighter, and keep deep conditioning and putting coconut oil mask on it. And then that maybe it would be not so damaged by the time that I dyed it. But I didn't quite make it and I ended up not waiting. So, but what I did try to pre-lighten my hair naturally and gradually. I used it was like peroxide, baking soda, and honey mixture. There's a video somewhere on YouTube that talks about how to do it. Just look that up. I don't remember exactly. But I just made a mixture of that, put it in my hair, left it on for an hour, and it lightened my roots. It didn't do much to this part. It was like the ends, and my roots were a tiny bit lighter. So the next day I was going out with some friends to go swimming. We was going to be out in the sun, and I knew lemon juice lightens your hair, so I made a mixture of lemon juice and water, sprayed it in my hair with a spray bottle, was out in the sun for several hours, and it sort of like made it a dingy, soft black, I don't know, and then my roots were like golden, and the ends of my hair were like red. So it just looked really funny. I waited a day or two, and then finally I thought, well, let me just try just peroxide. I put some peroxide in a spray bottle, sprayed it on my hair. It brought out a little bit more color right in here, but my roots were just bright, and the ends were bright. Not much on the shaft part, so I got to looking around my house, and I was getting really discouraged because this wasn't lightening up my hair that much. And I had previously dyed it, pretty dark, like maybe 3 weeks before. And I found a half of a highlighting kit where I used to have blonde streaks up here in the front and my bangs and on the sides. I would never use an entire bleaching kit. I would just use part of it, and then I would save some of my powder and developer. And I found like a half a package of bleaching powder and developer, just flying here, and I decided I would just make a diluted bleach. I used more of my developer, and I put it on, I left it on for an hour, and I had like red streaks because my hair is really, 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 really bleach resistant. Anytime I put bleach on it, it doesn't turn like golden brown or anything. It turns reddish brown. And I have to usually bleach a couple times. So, but it did actually finally lighten more of my hair. And I still had dark like up and underneath. And it looked like I had red highlights. But I liked it. My husband, my daughter, they wanted me to keep it that way. But I really I wanted it to be one even color. So I waited another day or two. And in between all this, you know, trying to lighten it and stuff, I would always deep condition when I rinsed out everything. And I would do a coconut oil mask on it. I would leave it in overnight sometimes. And so I did a lot of treatment to my hair between all this. So deep conditioned again, put the coconut oil on again. And then the next day, I finally just broke down and bought another highlighting kit and with the bleaching powder and stuff. And I just decided to make a full bleaching kit. I put it on my hair all over. I left it on for an hour. And it did lighten it up to a sort of coppery red. And it was a little more even. But I didn't want to walk around with orange hair. So I just decided, what the heck, I can't wait. It's still August. It's not hardly the middle of August. I don't even know what day it was. It's a couple of days ago. So I just went ahead and dyed my hair. I think it was the 9th, August the 9th. And I mixed my cream box dye with even ratio 2 ounces of the developer in my bowl, and it turned out hot pink. It was crazy. So it scared me. Put that on all through my hair. I left it on for at least 45 minutes, I think, maybe even longer, and rinsed it out. It was not really even. It was really bright right here, which I expected. When I put it on everywhere but the roots for a little while, and I waited, which, you know, I researched and I knew not to put it directly on my roots because they process quicker from the heat and everything, and it's new hair. So I waited a little while, then I put it on my roots, and it still turned out really bright, which is actually where I like it. I like this part versus this part. But it was still like I had dark. You can still see a little bit of dark right through here, and I had like dark up and under here, and where the bleach hadn't processed that much, but it was pretty even. I mean, not bad. It turned out okay. But I knew that I was going to have to do it again. So the next day, I mixed up more dye again, and I did the whole thing back over again. I did not put it on my roots. I just did it everywhere else. Left it on for 45 minutes and rinsed it out again. Finally, it was a little more even, and I added my protein filler both times. I don't know if I needed to do it the second time, but I went ahead and did it anyway. And it turned out this was pretty close. The only thing is my extensions are a little more on the copier I don't know, copper red, and this is more magenta pinky looking red. So anyway, it's not exactly matching. It sort of blends in pretty good, but I decided to go ahead today. It's been 2 days since I dyed it. I decided to go ahead and wash it a little bit to maybe try to pull out some of that pink. And I also used my color rinse that has the copper in it. I was hoping that would kind of add a little more copper to the red and take out some of the pink, and it did help it a little bit. And I think washing it has helped it some. So I think the more that this fades, the more matched it's going to be. So either that, or it may have something to do where I used liquid on my extensions and cream on this one, because like I said, it turned pink in the bowl. So I don't know if it's the reason why my hair looks a little pinkier and this doesn't, but I think next time I'll get the liquid. But it turned out great. I'm really, really pleased with it, besides the slight difference in the shade of the color. It's still pretty darn close to what I wanted. I'm happy with it. I'm very, 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 very pleased with that it lightened up this much. I was really worried that this was still going to look more brown, red, and this was going to be bright, vibrant red. So my natural hair lightened up pretty good. It took a lot. I did a lot of pre-lightening. I did bleach, and it did kind of dry out the ends of my hair, but using the conditioners and coconut oil has helped tremendously. I recommend do that. If you can do it naturally and gradually, I think it would be better. My hair was just too dark. I had to use bleach, and I hate using bleach on my hair. It scares me to death, but it's necessary. If you're going to go lighter, you can't just slap on a color and pull out a color, so you have to pre-lighten, unfortunately. But I am really, really happy with it. I hope you all like it. I've had kind of mixed opinions. There's people that are like, you look better as a brunette, and I'm just so sick of hearing it. That's fine. I don't care. I love red hair. I'll be back to a brunette again eventually. I don't stay a hair color very long, but for now this is just my favorite thing. I love red hair in the fall, so I hope I will at least have it throughout the fall season. And I don't know, we'll see what I look like at Christmas time. Who knows, I may not have any hair by then, but I hope you like it. If you have any questions or if you're confused about anything, send me a message or comment below and let me know. Thanks.